Today, we are going to be exploring a troubling case that has shaken the foundation of the business world and the trust of those involved. It starts in New York with a man named Adam Neumann and his vision to connect the world to a single consciousness through community. He hoped to foster community values with his company WeWork by blurring the lines between working and living. By preaching sustainability and the promise of becoming part of something greater than oneself, he hooked millions to support his dream, with investors pledging billions of dollars to support his ideas in return for a profit. Everybody was happy for a while. But when it was revealed that everybody was serving a common goal, which was his interest, hell broke loose. With people realizing he wasn't what he preached and investors realizing profits weren't coming, they wanted him out. Did he walk away gracefully or did he fight to the bitter end? Welcome to Profit Predators Business Scams Unveiled, where the glossy facade of entrepreneurship meets its shadowy counterpart. In this series, we dive deep into the world of white-collar crime, unraveling the stories of ambition turned deception. From the boardrooms to the courtroom, we expose the mechanisms and minds behind the most notorious business scams. These are tales of greed, betrayal, and the pursuit of wealth at any cost. Stay with us as we reveal the true cost of these crimes, not just in dollars, but in trust and human impact. Your journey into the darker side of business starts now. Adam Neumann was born on the 25th of April, 1979, to Father Doron Neumann and Mother Avivit in Beersheba, Israel. They both were medical professionals, with his mom having worked at a hospital in the Gaza Strip. With the addition of his sister Adi, the Neumann family was complete. But Adam's world was turned upside down when his parents got a divorce. The divorce caused him to be separated from his father and made him live in different homes throughout his childhood with his mother and sister. This was especially hard for young Adam, who suffered from dyslexia, as the family was always strapped for cash and had to move around a lot. The family moved to Indianapolis for a brief period for his mother's medical residency before moving back to Israel. His financial awareness started at this time as he worked as a newspaper boy to help the family. It was during this period the family lived in an Israeli kibbutz, and this would influence Adam's strong value of community. When Adam became a teenager, he attended the Israel Naval Academy. Upon graduation, he joined the Navy. But Adam didn't see a future in the military, and then in 2001, he was discharged from the Navy. Upon leaving the Navy, he left Israel and moved to the United States of America. This was the beginning of his journey in America. Adam moved to New York, where he lived with his sister, Addie, who worked there as a model at the time. Adam also attended the Zicklin School of Business at Baruch College. While at college, his entrepreneurial spirit was stoked when he met his current wife, Rebecca Paltrow. They were able to start a company called Crawlers that focused on creating knee pad clothing for toddlers earlier in their relationship. Soon after, it was Rebecca who had advised him about channeling his passion into something first, with the intention that money would follow. With this new drive, Adam entered a business pitch competition at the college, submitting a proposal called Concept Living. This concept was Adam's way of revolutionizing living standards in America with his community values. However, he was disqualified because a professor doubted his ability to secure sufficient funding for his idea. But this didn't discourage Adam. He instead took it as a challenge. Unfortunately, Adam dropped out of college just shy of 4 credits. With Adam out of college, he ventured straight into business. In 2008, Adam finally married his college sweetheart, Rebecca. But they weren't happy with the current state of Crawlers, the company he and his wife had founded. Adam was looking to venture into other more successful business models when he met Miguel McKelvey through a mutual friend, and the two hit it off immediately. They were opposites, with Adam being outgoing and Miguel keeping to himself, but they seemed to get along great. Miguel was working at an architecture firm at the time. He'd graduated from the University of Oregon with a degree in architecture. So when they joined their expertise, they came up with their first business model. Together, they came up with the idea of Green Desk, an eco-friendly co-working space reminiscent of the kibbutz community Adam grew up in. This was a company that offered a modern office space with furniture made out of recycled materials and green office supplies. This was Adam's first experience in real estate, but everybody realized he was a natural salesman. This was evident with the biggest attraction at the Green Desk office being the offer of free unlimited coffee or beer, depending on members' preference, with Adam behind the idea. With the success of Green Desk, Adam realized what the corporate world was missing, and he made it his selling point when getting investors to buy his dream. Adam had finally cracked the code that would catapult him to the top of the business world, but there would be a funding problem since they both had low credit scores. So they decided to sell their stake in Green Desk as they were finally going to the big league. So in 2010, with $300,000 in their bank accounts, they started WeWork. The opening of the new company didn't go smoothly as they had to rent one floor of a building in New York's Soho district, which had creaky floorboards. Like Green Desk before it, WeWork was also a provider of co-working spaces. But to Adam, it was a much better Green Desk with a focus on community rather than ecology. Adam was going to create a real estate company with an emphasis on community. He gained interested parties with the promise of being a part of something greater than themselves and, of course, free beer. He understood the allure, especially to the U.S. corporate market. He always felt was missing the warmth and closeness that was always present during his time in Israel and the Navy. With the help of real estate developer Joel Schreiber and his $15 million investment, the WeWork Soho location was a success with profits pouring in just 1 month after opening. By 2012, WeWork had opened 4 more locations, and Adam had even gotten Bill Gurney, CEO of Benchmark, to invest $17 million. Now, Adam was sure he had the right formula. He knew if he wanted his company to keep up this pace, he had to seek out more investors. The next year, he was able to convince the chairman of Boston Properties, Mort Zuckerman, to invest in WeWork, and Adam wasn't stopping. With that achievement bagged, WeWork was looking more profitable to investors. This saw J.P. Morgan pledge a $150 million investment in WeWork in February 2014, along with Harvard Corp and Mort Zuckerman, to value the company at $1.5 billion. Finally, at the end of 2014, WeWork's London office opened, and Adam had finally sold his idea to the rest of the world for the first time. With this string of successes for his company, he was considered to have the Midas touch as WeWork had turned to gold. This caused Adam to grow ambitious as he revisited his rejected college proposal and introduced it as WeLive, a service that he had hoped would introduce the concept of co-living for families, but it never reached up to the height of its parent company. In year 2017, we saw the first investment of Japanese conglomerate SoftBank into WeWork. Its CEO, Masayoshi Son, was Adam's biggest fan. He was sold out on Adam's dream that he backed him up completely, especially financially. The year also saw Adam announcing the launch of multiple subsidiaries of WeWork into the market. WeGrow came first, which was a private entrepreneurial school for children. Next up was the rise of WeGym, which was located in a building worth $850 million. Just as Adam was lavish in his business dealings, so was his personal life. The boy who had grown up in an Israeli kibbutz had bought a collection of 6 homes for $90 million, including a $21 million mansion in the Bay Area. He also drove a $100,000 Maybach sedan and had bought a $60 million business jet. Adam had a way with words as he made lavish spending seem fine, even when investors asked if any of it was necessary. After all, Adam was now a billionaire with a net worth of around $4.7 billion, and nobody wanted to see WeWork grow as much as he did. In 2019, Adam took it a step further by proposing WeWork go public. He argued that if the company offered its shares to the public through a special purpose acquisition company, it would be able to raise capital by selling shares to the public, which would provide liquidity to existing shareholders. The board was convinced Adam was finally going to see his worth increase, but what he didn't realize was the increased scrutiny that going public was going to bring. You see, Adam was the majority shareholder of WeWork, and he basically treated it as his private kingdom. He was so sure of his job security that he once declared at a company meeting that his descendants would still be in charge centuries later. On August 14, 2019, WeWork filed Form S-1, which is the SEC filing used by companies planning on going public. Once this document was filed, it revealed this information to the public. This marked the beginning of the end for Adam Neumann's WeWork career. The filing of Form S-1 revealed a lot of information that Adam would have preferred to be kept a secret. The information immediately dumbfounded existing shareholders and even prospective investors. It was so shocking that it caused WeWork, which was initially valued at $47 billion and was looking to break the $100 billion benchmark, to fall to $10 billion. All hell broke loose with investors ringing Adam's phone asking for an explanation. This was the second time Adam's world was turned upside down, with the first being his parents' divorce. So what did Form S-1 contain that could make everyone panic? It revealed that Adam had used some of his shares to collect loans from banks and was using those same loans to buy WeWork properties and renting it back to the company. This meant Adam was collecting rent money from WeWork for years without investors' knowledge. Nobody could understand how such a conflict of interest was possible. And if that wasn't shocking enough, it also revealed that when he rebranded the company's name to We Company, he had paid himself $5.9 million for brand licensing of the company's name. The backlash was so massive that he returned the money to the company and gave all trademark rights to the company. He also owed bank loans worth over $500 million. But what made investors fed up was his excessive spending and the significant losses the company had suffered under his management. It was revealed that WeWork had been burning through billions of dollars with little profit to show for it. He'd been keeping the company afloat with new investments and bank loans. This caused the representatives of the major investors like SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son, Benchmark CEO Bill Gurney, and JP Morgan Chase to come together to pressure Adam to step down as CEO. This was the last straw, as the kingmakers of WeWork weren't happy with Adam being in charge. After only a month of Form S-1 being submitted, on September 24, 2019, Adam Neumann resigned as CEO of WeWork. But that wasn't all. It seemed Masayoshi didn't want Adam involved in the decision-making of WeWork again, so he gave him an offer. He would pay off his loans and buy out his remaining shares, and Adam would sever his ties to the company. This offer would see him retain his billionaire status, but at the cost of leaving behind the company he founded 9 years ago. Adam took the offer, and this marked the end of his WeWork career. Since leaving WeWork with the buyout funds, Adam has shifted his focus to investing in properties in Miami. His new company, Flow, has been valued at $1 billion after receiving a check for $350 million from Andreessen Horowitz, the Silicon Valley venture capital firm. Together with his big cash out from his former company, Adam has seen his net worth rise back to an estimated $2.2 billion in 2024. While it seems Adam is back on his feet, his former company is a stark contrast as they filed for bankruptcy in 2023. Despite retaining his billionaire status after being ousted as CEO, Neumann's explosive exit from the company he co-founded will forever overshadow his legacy at WeWork. His brash disruption of the office rental industry was initially heralded as genius, but it quickly devolved into chaos and disillusionment as the harsh realities of WeWork's unsustainable business model came to light. Neumann's rise and fall serves as a stark reminder that even the most brilliant ideas and visionary founders can be derailed by unchecked hubris, mismanagement, and a flagrant disregard for sound business fundamentals. His story should prompt entrepreneurs to temper their ambitions with pragmatism, fiscal responsibility, and a keen understanding of their company's economic realities. In the end, while his grand vision for WeWork captured the imagination of investors and the media alike, Neumann's propensity for extravagant spending, unorthodox leadership style, and lack of a clear path to profitability ultimately led to his downfall. Thank you for joining us on Profit Predators Business Scams Unveiled. Today's journey through the intricate webs of deceit and ambition reminds us of the price of unbridled greed. As we conclude, remember, awareness and integrity are our best defenses in a world where profit can often precede principle. For more insights and stories that peel back the layers of the business world's darker side, subscribe and stay tuned. Together, we'll continue to share stories that shock and shape our marketplaces. Until next time, stay informed and always question the integrity behind the profits.